Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to Rap on iOS. And today we're taking a look at Type X Vintage Expander by AudioThing. So let's go. Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And I hope you're doing okay. All right. What's happening, everybody? You're doing okay? Good. I hope you are. Hope you're doing better than me. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody in the chat, and we'll get down to it. Hello, Thomas Christ, Jamie Lynn, Bright Example, Allegratilla, Baseline, hello. Leela, great show. Who else is in the house that I have to say hi to, and we'll get down to this business. ASAP, Hugh Caldwell, hello. Seven Dust, g'day. Real Justine Kasperick, hello to you. Thomas, thank you for doing that, for banging the links as you always do. Thomas is legend, and a Patreon and all that stuff, all the stuff that makes the channel keep going. Studio 6+1, what's going on, Dave? I'm going to play your song next. Yeah, Semtex Cow loved that moment. That's got to be the biggest dickhead moment of my time on here. I don't know. I've done some dickhead stuff, but man, that sucked. Ed Zielinski, what's going on? Ed, g'day. How you all going? I'll give you an update of what's going on with me. Yesterday, I spent most of the day at hospital. It was a really great day yesterday. At about 12:30 in the afternoon, I got these really strong pains down in my abdomen. They were really bad. I didn't know what the fuck they were. They were really, really bad, trust me. And I jumped in an Uber and went to urgent care, or the doctors here, the local hospital, and I was there for ages. They did ultrasounds. I have to get some results today. I know I've got a hernia, so I think I've torn something really bad. I've been told I've got to rest. Not allowed to move around and do a whole lot of bunch of shit. Not allowed to sing. Shouldn't cough. A whole bunch of shit. So, yeah, last night I come home, took it really easy and just went to bed. And, yeah, I'm trying to take it super easy. I'll let you know, I've had this hernia for ages. It's just getting worse. So, you know, put things off until they get really bad. That's what we do as people, don't we? So that is, I'm just letting you know if I'm a bit weird today. I'm a bit bare. So today we're taking a look at this Type X from AudioThing. It's really, really cool. Thank you, guys. I'm okay. I'm just yesterday got completely obliterated, you know. So anyway, it's all good. So we're taking a look at Type X today. It's a vintage expander. What is a vintage expander? What is an expander? Well, just think about as the opposite of a compressor. So think about that. Compression, expansion. There you go. Well, I'll explain it a little bit further. So it is by AudioThing. This is available on desktop and it's available on iOS. So we'll cover all those first. Let's get into the prices and stuff of the iOS version. It is $8.99 for the iOS version, which works on iPad and iPhone. And here's all the details. You can grab it from the App Store. I don't think that's a sale price. I think that is the normal price. I don't see any mention of there being a sale price. Let's just have a look. No, so there's no mention of it. So there we go. That is your price, $8.99. And let's bounce over here to the desktop version, which you can find at audiothing.net. So you can get this on your Windows computer, your Mac, and you can buy the separate version on iOS. So it's currently, this one is on sale. This is on sale for $29 USD for the desktop version. It's normally $59. I'm guessing it's on sale because of the release of the iOS version. So there's a demo you can grab here as well too. If you want to grab the demo, download the demo for Windows or Mac or Linux, you've got that option to go ahead and do that. But what is an expander? Let's go into it. So these guys have already released Type A and Type B based off these old analog units. So if you already own these on desktop, A and B, if you own A and B, you're eligible for an upgrade discount in your user area if you purchase stuff for your desktop. So what is it? This is an emulation of the 1978 DBX-1BX. It was designed to enhance the listening experience by increasing the dynamic range of audio playback. As a single band expander, it aimed to make quiet sounds quieter and loud sounds louder. So there you go. That is the difference. So when you think about a compressor brings the quiet bits up to the loud bits and brings the loud bits down a little bit. This is the complete opposite. This takes the quiet bits and pushes them down even further, and it makes the loud bits even louder. So that is the difference. And this technique, this kind of hardware was used, so it says here, aimed to make quiet sounds, thereby restoring the natural dynamics often lost in recording and broadcasting process. Now, you've got to remember back in these days when these amazing pieces of kit were around, you would need to use this because a lot of stuff was done on tape. And using something like this would remove hiss, would be able to remove natural reverb that you may have had in a room, or just certain recordings would be compressed, and this would expand them and bring those, take those lower bits down that you don't need and bring those higher bits up. Says here, it works by applying a dynamic expansion of a process that increases the difference between quiet and loud parts. Instead of compressing like a normal compressor, it does the opposite. Quiet sounds get quieter and loud sounds stay loud, or even get slightly louder, or even become a completely different sound. Because see, what's so cool about stuff like this now, you're probably thinking, but why would we need shit like this these days? And, you know, you don't need one of these hardware pieces of equipment anymore. Why? Because we live in the digital world and everything can be, you know, manipulated itself. So, and a lot of our broadcast audio is already of a high quality standard, so this isn't really needed. But in this digital world, these kind of tools can be used for what's known as these days as adding color to your sound, adding textures, creating sound that comes that you wouldn't expect from, say, a piano can be distorted and fucked around with and sidechained and all this kind of stuff for sound creation, for sound, the beautiful sound creation that is used in Hollywood and all this stuff these days. So it is used as a tool these days to create wild sounds. All right, I think we've covered all of that. Shall we open up some kind of musical thing and me shut up and stop talking, and we'll, I don't know, hear what this kind of does? Let's do so. So here is a little project here. Hello, Tremor Bear. Just making sure nobody else has popped in. All right, so I've got a couple of things running this, Fugue Machine Rubato, and we got like a Waymaker just to generate some sounds. I got a couple of pianos in here. We got a Hammerhead, and we've got a Nikaya from Chemol K. And what is going on here is the drums are sidechaining the piano. So things can get pretty wild. So I'm going to hit play on this, shut up, and just see where this goes. Let's oge. let's clear this out of here and start making some stuff and show you what is going on with this thing. I'm going to load up something really simple in here. And just, I think I'm going to use something like Zoa just to create some layers of things. I'm going to put in here a piano text. You're going to put in 2 piano texts, actually. Let's do that. We'll duplicate, but in this piano text, we'll put in, say, a guitar. So they're 2 different sounds. We'll connect both of these out to Zoa, to the same thing. And let's set up Zoa first. So we'll do it like a C. Do a C major, we'll do a C, yeah, we'll do a C major, whatever, that's cool. We've got both of these open here, so turn both of these on, and I'm going to drag these notes out for both of these. We'll take the piano to, what do we go? We'll go like a whole. Let's do a whole, and for this we'll do like a quarter, and set this up so it's not moving, it's not doing any of that. Wicked. I'm going to add type X to both of these. G'day, Russ. All right, let's focus on this piano that's happening here. So straight away you can see, now this is really important to pay attention to these lights up the top. You can see when something is being decreased, when we've got a volume being sucked down, pulled down, and expanded volume-wise. So you can see this is working by decreasing, and it's actually in action now. You're probably not going to hear too much change. What it's mainly doing there is removing that quiet part. So this is where it comes in handy for removing things like reverb or natural reverb and tightening that up. Let's run through all the controls, show you where everything is, and then we'll get into going for it. As usual with all of the AudioThing apps, in the center up the top are your factory presets. You've got arrows here when you click on it to flick through all of these. You can just click on them individually if you want to click one. If you create your own sound, you've got an init patch up the top, you create your own sound, you can save it. So you can come over here to the little save icon, hit save, give it a name, demo, blah, save, and you'll find that in the user section. Exactly the same as all AudioThing apps. That is the way they do it. Over here, that is your save button. So it's a little disk. You've got a bin button. You want to delete this. You want to get rid of it. You can come up here, select it, hit the bin, delete. It's gone. Now it's no longer in my user presets. Back to factory. All good. We've got a randomization dice. I won't click it yet, but we'll show you, like with all AudioThing apps, you have this little padlock over here and you can click it. It kind of fades a little bit and you can come in here and choose the items that you don't want to move when you use the randomization. So now if I turn this off, let's even click that and we'll click the noise. So when I come over to randomization now and click, I love this. Anything that has a lock on it will not move, right? Nothing will move. So until you decide to remove them, you can remove them by clicking the lock and going and individually doing so, or by clicking the hamburger icon on the side and just hitting unlock all parameters and they're unlocked. Or you can lock all parameters and they're all locked. Completely up to you. Unlock settings over here. Pretty standard stuff. You got oversampling as always. If you've got an iPad that's, you know, a little bit old and say it's on iOS 7 or something, you probably wouldn't do any oversampling at times 16. Probably not a good idea. You'll probably push the limits of your iPad and it'll freak the fuck out. But hey, if you have an iPad that's a little bit newer, go for it. Oversample to your heart's content. You can zoom and scroll. So the way that works is if I touch over here, it moves the setup to where you want. So you can go up the top, you can go in the middle, you can go down the bottom. So there you go. That's with that. We'll keep it up the top for a minute. Zoom and control graphics. So you can change the contrast, all this stuff, reset. There's an online manual. You can click here. That'll take you to the manual. And that's about it for the top section. Hello, Denise. Let's put that back in the middle. All right, let's talk about these controls. So our first slider here is called the expansion. I want you, once I move out the way, to pay attention to this little box over here. So the expansion controls how much dynamics are expanded. Lower settings keep things subtle and natural. Oops. While higher settings make quiet parts quieter and the loud parts louder. So when the higher you go up, and you can see this in this little corner here. So what's really unique about this is the way that our cutoff, the expander works. So over here is the transition level. So these two work in tandem with each other. So we've got our expansion level, and the transition level controls the point where the expansion engages. If the signal is above this level, gain is increased. If below, it is reduced. Use it to define parts of the signal are emphasized. Okay, so if we turn this up, you'll see that line. Now, it's quite unique, this expansion dial, because down here, our threshold, we have over and under going here, right? So this is what's creating that, bringing the low bits down and the louder bits louder. You can see up here, as we bring this down, that is going to change quite significantly and get more subtle. Up the top here, absolutely not changing anything. So very subtle as we bring this up. And the transition level, as I said, controls the point of where the expansion engages. So let's mess with them for a second just so you can hear what is going on. So you can hear by me turning that up, you've lost all that hiss. And you can see, represented by these dots here, that it is taking out that low that is not necessary. That is the whole point of this thing. Bring it back down. And we're getting more of an increase in here, but this is much subtle. And I can show you this by turning up the noise. So we're here with our noise turned up here. Now if we add the expansion, it totally cuts that noise out. So already you should be able to see, really cool for removing noise, removing natural reverb that may be in a take that you took for vocals especially. Let's turn down the noise. Nice. Okay, so we'll talk about these sections down the bottom here, and then we'll come back to our sidechaining, because this has sidechaining added as well, which the original unit did not have, right? So this is the amazing thing we can do with digital products these days based on old analog hardware, is we can add extra things. I'm going to start with the noise down here. If we turn this up, if I can get it right, we're going to get what is based off the original hum from the original unit, which has been obviously, emulated for you. So there's that natural hum. If that's something that you're interested in, well, there it is. What also is cool, this little button here, it takes the input of the noise and silences it in the silent moments. Let me show you that by hitting play. We'll do that again. So you can hear on each note that it's playing, the noise is actually triggering there. We also have an attack and release. So obviously that attack is going to make sure that the Type X comes in slower, like you would expect with creating pads. We've got a release. Now using these are going to be where you're going to get your color. Now the interesting thing is these two here. I'm going to turn off this noise for a second. Keep that nice and clean. We've got our source high pass filter and low pass filter. You can actually get some pretty crazy kind of sounds going on here by pushing this low pass and high pass filter. So we're almost getting like a reverse compressor happening. And listen to those distortions in there. So again, as we turn this down, it's going to get louder because those softer parts are being released that we're putting pressure on, yeah, and cutting back. I'm going to leave that up full because let's talk about the input and output. Now these two can be used really well with these to blow. If you want to distort the shit out of this, you can do so. And get those interesting textures out of this. We have a soft clipper over here as well too, in case things get a little bit rowdy, just a little clip. You can change the mix so you can decide how much of it you want in with the original signal. Now, with these we have a whole, and this one we have a quarter. So let me just fix this, make sure we're going out to the right places. We're going out? No, I'm a dickhead. We go this one, bang. This one, bang. This one, off. There we go. Let's focus on this for a moment. I'm going to go through some presets now. A lot of the presets in here, hey Costa, pausing guitars, they're not going to have like an effect on, you know, they're very specific, these things. So let's turn this up, see if we hear any differences. You can use this as subtly or as crazily as you want. Let's talk about side chaining. So you get the idea of the basic sounds. I'm going to take this out of here, this effect, because this can be side chained as well. What is a side chain? What are we talking about? Side chains are normally used with compressors. So with a side chain, you will have, say a synth sound that is playing these long notes, and then you can have a drum track next to it and send the drums into the compressor so they are controlling the compressor. Well, the same thing can be done with this. So all you need to do is we've got our piano lined up here. It's all ready to go. We've got our instance of type X in here. And for our guitar track here, I'm going to come in, instead of adding another audio unit extension of type X, all I need to do is clip underneath multi-bus instance. And this is setting up a sidechain. You can know you've got a sidechain set up because you'll see this little number 2. It's number 2 of this. It is an extension of this effect, if that makes sense. To activate the sidechain, you go into the first one. We're going to just hit a knit over here. And you tap this middle button. And you'll see this flicks between input and sidechain. Really cool. So now if we hit play, let's give you the piano. So you should be able to hear this effect that is happening. Let's turn this off. So this is normally just a single note being struck, but we're getting this almost tremolo delay effect going on. That is because the guitar notes are causing that. And what's really cool, you can check the source. So there's a little button here that allows you to hear what is doing this. There's the guitar. So it's taking those original guitar notes, da, 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 and creating this almost trail off delay. You can control the gain of the sidechain, aka the guitar. Let's do this. All right, so you've got volume. If you want it to affect the better or louder. Now this can be done with drums, and you'll notice I've turned this guitar down. You can bring it into the mix if you want. So super handy for drums, and I'm going to show you that right now. Let's kill this. I'll just do a quick, let's save this as, what are we doing? X show demo. Just in case I want to come back to it. But in this instance here, I have some drums, hopefully. I've gone ahead, I've got Hammerhead running here, and I've separated all the drums into 8 tracks. So let's just turn all this effects off here so you can hear what's going on. So we've got a kick here. We've got a snare, and we've got some hats over here, clicking away. This is using multi-out with Hammerhead. So I've separated all the drum tracks. There's only 3 parts playing. And what I've done is I've set up the snare to send these hi-hats into the kick drum. Let's turn down these. So you can now hear those kicks happening in here. Let's click the source. So there's those hats coming through. And again, like I said earlier, using the high pass can create some pretty fucking gnarly stuff, man. So you've got the noise if you want in there. We can distort the shit out of this. If I turn the output gain of this kick and pump up the volume here. Things can get pretty wild. Wild. Let's focus on the snare for a minute. So the snare doesn't have anything on it. It just has an increase. If I turn this off, I'm just focusing on bringing the loud parts up without any drama, just for that snare. We can bring those hats back in if we want, but they're already being sidechained into this. Now they are, they weren't. Now we can hear that happening properly. And as I said, you can get stuff to sound pretty fucking crazy. Okay, you should be able to get the idea of that. I'm going to jump into a couple of other examples before we get out of here. I'm going to get this app. I love what it does. Hey, look, where it really shines too is I think it shines really well on vocals. So we'll throw it on some vocals, especially if you've recorded some vocals and you've got some bleed coming through in your headphones a little bit, or the room has natural reverb. This works really well for pumping those vocals up and just pulling out that noise. So for this, I'm just going to jump over to, I would show you sidechaining in Logic, but, well, it's no longer there, is it? So Logic no longer has sidechaining. So what are we going to do? I'm really hoping they sort this out before I have to pay more money for Logic. That would suck, wouldn't it? I think anybody who was a first adapter of Logic, I think you're due to pay next week. So let's hope they sort that shit out. So I've got this little demo here. Let me show you this and make sure the effect is off. We'll turn it all off. This is a track I'm working on for a little EP. Maybe. No, it's not going to work. Of course it's not going to work. It's Logic. Why was I expecting it to just work? Any sound? No? Awesome. I fucking got nothing anymore with Logic. I'm done. I've had it. My final moments with Logic. Fuck Logic. Why does it never work when I want it to? All right, let's see how this goes. Man. Hey, now it works amazingly. Oh, highly illogical. Highly driven to right. Let's play this. All right, let's take a look at this vocal track here. So I'm just going to zoom into this part, open up Type X and show you the bizzo. Bring this down a little bit. So we've got this vocal line. Now, I'm not doing much to this. I really didn't want to like pump it crazy, but I wanted to give it a little bit more volume and take out some of that. Let's hear it without. I'm tied to the post, road burn. Very subtle. On me. I'm stiffened, but you can see it working. At the sight of abuse, stiffening me. You see that those lights? As soon as the vocal finishes, it pulls out. So any natural reverb or any noise or any hiss. Remember, that's what this was for. This was to boost the sound, but to take out anything that was just shitty because of the recording quality of tape back in the day in broadcast audio was not like we have these days. But you can take it further. To the post, Robert. When I take down the decrease, and then you can see nothing's happening with the lights. I'm stiffened at the sight of abuse, stiffening me. Photos. Love that is depraved, photographic exploitation, not so funny, yeah. 6 years later, sex does not involve a camera. Drunk to the max, she's not all there. She's free and easy, and she's fetishful. She slaps my face, who have I become? So if you pay attention, you should see it decreasing when it needs to, increasing when it needs to, when the vocals are hitting their peak. And this can all be controlled with your attack and your release. Now these, ignore these vocals because they're only rough vocal takes for this song anyway. She's drunk to the max, she's not all there. She's free and easy, and she's fetishful. So another thing, while we're in here, there's an actual preset in here, preset called Deverb. And what this does is it tries to naturally remove the reverb that is being recorded into a vocal take per se, or into anything that you may have picked up. I'm tied to the post, road burn. She teases and then spits on me. I'm stiffened at the sight of abuse, stiffening me. Photos, love that is depraved, photographic exploitation. So just remember, this is the opposite of a compressor. This is an expander. The loud bits get louder, the softer bits get softer. I'm going to come back over here. Let's just play something through a guitar. Oh yeah, thanks Tom. Let's do that now. We'll run the ad and I'll let you know what's coming up. Well, this is a hard bit. Let's do that. Thank you, Thomas. You rock. Ad has been run. You can avoid the ad by skipping it or waiting for it to. I hear they're adding soon unskippable 30-second ads. That's great, because everyone loves that. What is coming up? I can't tell you what's coming up tomorrow and the day after. I have plans. I have shows up. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to do because yesterday, as I said, I was in hospital. So we'll sort that out today. What I can tell you is Music for Life is happening this week. Let's remind you all of that. So the release of the new Music for Life charity album that is going for kids with cancer in Canada this year around. 60 artists. It's all happening. Night 1 is on Thursday. Night 2 is on Friday, US, UK time. So strap yourselves in. Come and listen if your music's on there. Come and support and maybe buy the album and all that kind of stuff. And I think I'm rounding out this week with It's probably what's happening. Oh yeah, we're doing this. So, fuck, I'm so lost. The creative hour this week, the 1 hour song challenge is it's featuring Laurie's Mishmosh. You're gonna have to come along to find out and see what that means. All right, let's get back here. Open up Logic. I'm gonna open up this Metheist EP I'm currently working on. Hopefully, once all this charity album stuff's done, I'll get this album out. So we've got some guitars here. I just want to check. What have we got attached? We got some Digbeth, Surbass, and there's a Type X on this here. So we got 4 guitar tracks, and we've got bass and drums. Let's hit play. So, you can see already what this is doing. Now, the thing is with these kind of apps, and I mentioned this at the start, is that, this is analog technology modeled or, whatever, emulated and put onto a digital platform. And you're probably like, oh, why do I need this? Because everything is digital. Well, this is where each of these apps have, they try to recreate the texture and the, the tone of what these things put out. So that's what you're paying for, essentially, is the emulation of this kind of tone that is probably not been emulated on any other device. And if there is a similar, expander, it's going to have a different coloration to it, yeah? So you can hear on these guitars, I've got a left one here. We'll play this first. So pretty gacky distortion. I got the right one. No, yeah, that's it. Let's throw this on. Oops, I'm on the wrong track. Instantly, we've brought up the louds and the quiet parts have come down. Now this is panned in the right. Let's bring in the second one. 2 different guitar tones. Bring in the other 2. Work it! I hate that. I hate when you do that. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Just hit the back button in Logic. It fucks your whole project and you have to reload it. Let's play that back. There are some vocals. Burn it down! Down to the ground! So burn it down, coming, growing, sowing, so much hatred burning, batting, control, burn it down, down to the ground, there's nothing sacred left, so burn. Notice what that did there. Let's hear that reverb. So the reason I have put on these vocals here is not to really show the great vocal performance because it's only a template, a rough vocal take. But I've got heaps of reverb on this vocal. You can hear it. Let's turn this off. And there's plenty of noise there too. Down, down to the ground. There's nothing sacred left. So burn it down. And you can hear how much.
Growing, sowing, so much hatred burning, banning, controlling, so much hatred.
It's really cutting out so much of that reverb, so much of that noise, and you're getting a little bit of loudness if you want in there as well. I think this is a really cool app.
Down to the ground. There's nothing safe but that. So burn it down. Coming, growing, sowing, so much hatred burning, planning, controlling, so much hatred.
Okay, there is a little demo there. I'm just going to go out and make some kind of noise, and then what do we got? To 12 minutes. So I'm going to make something with this and just try and, I don't know, turn something simple like a glockenspiel into something fucking weird. Why not? We'll use BS16i, and I'm going to throw this in here and shoot this out to there. And let's just find a preset in Rubato, something weird. See if we can find something strange. Make sure that's going out into there. We've got to choose a sound. We'll choose a glockenspiel. We'll do a search. Glock's always nice fun. Glockenspiel. There we go. Maybe. Ah, that cool thing has happened again. Yeah, the smooth, zesty sounds of the old glockenspiel. See you later, Pete. Pete Johns is up next, and we're going to dump you over there straight after this. So with the presets, there's a bunch of them, but I definitely think this is an app that you are going to use yourself and not rely on presets. That's what we want. Yes. Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add these drums. We're going to find a weird preset in here. Right, and we're going to turn that down, come in over here, and we should be getting, why am I not getting that in here? All right, so yeah, let's bring this back up. And this is what's sidechaining. There we go. So now the drums are creating this, and I can come in here and I'm going to take all that dry sound out. I love sidechaining to interesting kind of tones. Now, sidechaining is used for dance music a lot of the time, but you can use it for experimental stuff. There's our original sound. Rad. Remember, you can control the subtleness of the sidechain as well. Beautiful stuff. I know a lot of people, expanders really aren't a thing, you know. People always talk about compression and the fear of compression and how does it work? It's so mystical, and it's not really. It just is bringing down the loud parts and bringing the small, lower parts up a little bit louder, and this is the complete opposite of that. Really nifty little app from AudioThing, as I said in the beginning of the show. Hello, Clayton von Kluge. Shelley, did I already say hi? I can't remember. What day is it? Who knows? I don't know. So, as I said, this is available on the desktop for currently on sale at the time of recording this video. I need to tell you that for $29, it is 50% off. I'm not sure how long that lasts for, but this is for the desktop version, which is for Mac. You can get a demo of it if you want to play around with it. And also the iOS version. Wherever that's gone, I've lost it. I've lost the iOS version. It is $8.99, I think it was, Typex. There it is, $8.99 for this one. If you are a Patreon, yes, we have giveaways this week for Patreon, so be aware of that. Boom! All right, let's get out of here. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. It's either J6, if that even gets released, who knows, or there's 3 other shows I have planned that I can just release. So come and join us tomorrow for that kind of jazz. Pete Johns is up next. I'll dump you over there so you can hang out with Pete. He's going to go on a rant about iOS 26, probably a lot tamer than my rant yesterday. Yeah. And don't forget, Music for Life album release this year. This week. Fucking hell. All right. Goodbye. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. All right.